Okay, boom, we're live. Okay, I know there are some fans watching who are probably noticing I cut out the chicken song. I'm so sorry about that. I know it's just, dearly loved by our faithful followers. But maybe we'll do the chicken song at the end, or maybe we'll do something else at the end for the outro. No. So here it is, you guys. It's Wednesday, August 18th, 2020 +1. We're moving right along. We're past the halfway mark in the month of August. Holy fuck. Boy, yeah, the days kind of just melt into one another, and I find that if I take a nap in the middle of the afternoon that goes into like sort of dark, I'll wake up and, excuse me, not know what day it is. But that happens in hotels and shit too. So, okay, I recant everything I just said. Okay, I'm going to. Okay, let's get rolling. And you guys, today we do have a guest. Yay, a Wednesday guest. It's not going to be Woo Wednesday. It's going to be Special Guest Wednesday. We're kind of excited about this, truthfully. Okay, so I am going to bring on everybody's favorite UK correspondent, Maggie-of-England. Hey, Maggie.
Hey, Robin. Hey, everybody in chat. Hope everybody's okay.
Hey, everybody in the chat. Yeah, of course, John aside, one of our faithful followers. Where's my Maggie? Yeah, this is Maggie's show. She lets me be on it. I'm so grateful. I have to pay her the big bucks to be on her fucking show too. I don't begrudge it. I'm having a great time. It's
hashtag Grannies.
Hashtag Grannies, and I put it on auto pay, so it's the sting isn't so great when the time comes for me to make payment to Maggie. It's sort of like the mafia, I don't know. I'm just making up all kinds of shit now.
As usual. As usual.
As usual. Okay. John aside, okay, I got to stroll up. Okay, here's the part where we greet our faithful followers. Charles Williamson was first up. Sorry, John, you lost your place. God.
Hey, John.
Oh, John is about 5th or 6th. John has a migraine. It's his second migraine this week. I know. Is it something you're eating? Stress? Oh, fuck. Listen to me talk like I know anything. I don't. Charles Williamson, I have no idea what all those letters in a row mean. It's some kind of an acronym, I'm assuming, but I can't figure it out. Never underestimate fans at steampunk boogity boog. I don't know what new fast bohi. Okay, moving on. 6 drops. Hi, 6 drops.
Hey, 6 drops.
6 drops. The artist who did our little fairy and Robin and praying mantis thing. Yeah, Spud Wife, drive safely.
Hey, darling.
Spud Wife's on the road. She's doing her usual boss stuff because Spud Wife's a boss. Holy fuck, we have a boss. There's John aside. Who else is here? Jason Mata. Thanks for showing up. Out of Mind, Deb. Thanks for being here.
Hey, sweetheart.
Beebers.
Oh, hey, Beebs.
Good to see you over there. Okay. Caleb.
Stephen Rowan and Caleb.
Okay. Yeah, Caleb Schultz.
He's Grampy's friend.
Oh, okay. So that's a legit. Okay, Grant. Hey, anybody who's friends with Grampy is aces with us.
He's big friend of Grampy's.
Hey, Grampy is our favorite Grampy ever. Grampy Lobster. Yeah, we love him. Yeah, he's this crotchety, crusty old dude who lives in Woonsocket, and he's a crank and a half, but he's a hoot. And every time we see him, he says, "Hey, motherfuckers." Yeah, so anytime I'm in a chat with him, I say, "Hey, mofo." Okay, you took CB and it helped. Do you
Yeah,
want
it
to,
does help.
yeah. Oh, yes. You know,
Yeah, it does help.
the fact that a plant was outlawed.
Mhm.
Okay, we're gonna bring our special guest on, you guys. I
Oh
was
yeah.
I wasn't even cranky when we were sort of ghosted the first time. It's okay. Hey, haven't I ghosted people before? And oh shit, he just left.
Oh no.
Todd, did you lose the connection?
Ugh.
Oh. Oh, Todd, I hope you just have sketchy Wi-Fi and you're not doing this again. I don't think he is. I don't think he. There he is. Okay, here we go. Oh, his camera's on too. Okay, you guys,
Oh, brilliant.
Maggie and I would like to introduce our special guest. And I've known this fellow for a few years. We go back a bit to Raksha Moose Day, but we're going to talk about that. Okay, Todd Michael Schultz. Well,
How's it
Hey
going?
Todd. Hey
I'm at-
darling.
How are you?
good to see. It's good to see you smile, dear.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
We haven't seen you
Yeah.
smile much over the past few months. Yeah, unless it was sardonic or perfect. It's good to see your face happy. I got it.
I think sometimes people
Yeah,
can tell.
you do. You do look better. You really do.
Thank you. I mean, we each have our individual needs, and those are hard to explain sometimes to others.
Sure.
So, and honestly, even our smiles, like sometimes people don't know the difference between sardonic and genuine. I think maybe because of context, but
Yeah. Well, you can tell by
Yeah.
the eyes. The eyes are, if the eyes don't match the smile, that's your clue right there. But
I got it.
yeah. So good to see you. How you feeling?
I'm fine. I mean, I kind of make it a rule to just be fine no matter what's going on. That can get you into trouble too, I guess, because of
Oh, sure. Because sometimes when you make up your mind to be a certain way, you neglect self-care.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a way to be okay and not okay at the same time, if that makes sense. So it's like
we all juggle that, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to stay curious about what I'm feeling and why, and sometimes it's very hard to even know whether it's like God or telling you something, or is your body like traumatized, or those nuances.
Yeah, and then there are times when you just have to roll with it.
I mean, that's what I learned in jail. I had read a book. I had read a book prior to going to jail about called The Respondent by Greg Ellis, and his ex-wife or wife at the time has him sent to a psychiatric hospital and for false claims, according to him, about his children. He's going to hurt his children or something, and he's very confused. And I honestly can tell you that I relate to this a lot. But in jail, like first of all, I didn't really understand why I was in jail. I kind of did universly. I understood better.
I never really
either. No,
how long were you in there?
Like 2 days, and
ew.
You know what? It was good in the sense that I see what's happening in there, and but it's a lot like what's happening out here on YouTube. In a way, I felt like, okay, I get there was something not working in my life, and maybe God or the universe brought me to this standstill that is very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable, and but at the same time, I was like, well, did I break the law? I was questioning it. And I'm like, no, I didn't. I didn't break the law. Or did I? I mean, maybe I did. And I don't know. I don't. I guess that's kind of not really up to me to decide. No charges were pressed, by the way. But we still have laws in the country, and they're for good reason. They're and they get ignored. They do get ignored in jails, and I'm glad I could see that and see a lot of the systemic issues. And they might lead, addressing those things might lead to less learned by flagellation. But I don't know that I never was convinced that we needed to learn that way, but I'm not convinced that we don't either. So at this point, I'm not convinced of anything. But
sorry, Todd, but I think you're going through the dark night of the soul, if you like. And on the other side of this, you will find who Todd is. That's what I'm hoping for you, that you find you, not the persona, but you, who you truly are, not the attachment to Brett or any other person in the universe.
Or even an idea. And he's, well, I see that you're on your way, Todd.
I never felt those attachments as defining features. Personally. Now, maybe I acted.
Well, she's talking as a viewer.
No.
As a viewer. I understand. No, I want to clarify that internally, and that's why the comments were so odd to me, because they felt so discordant with the truth, the truth. But I think that you can get into a bad rhythm. If with one bad comment, about Brett, could send me into a back and forth. Where if I'm sarcastic about it, it can ignite a bunch of the wrong, or not the wrong, but just people thinking that I think that. And then if it's being honest is more than just being honest, I guess.
Well, it's we're all sort of honest in our own way. It's our honesty, just like truth is our own truth. No matter what the truth out there is, we take it in, and then it's it's all sort of from our own viewpoint. I think I'm not making any sense at all. But anyway, Todd, are you at a place where you can start thinking about any plans?
Yeah. Yeah, of course. I've always been thinking about plans. I don't know. The current situation with my partner is, it sucks. It sucks because, I'm not, I understand the idea of trauma bonds or identifying as, that
very good.
I don't think that's everything. I don't think that's the full.
No.
Yeah.
That's minute.
It can be just an aspect.
That's what it looks like to people on the outside, and certain people, I would say. And honestly, so this is the problem. Is it's sort of, if we just forget any of the triggers that anyone has, today, it comes off as jealousy at times. Now, I'm not jealous of me. I know that I'm, don't think anyone would truly want to trade places with me, or vice versa, rather. But that's sort of, it's just a classic trope, right? Of and honestly, I didn't even, it's hard for me to see how famous Brett is on the outside, because I wasn't really a fan when I met him. And I knew who he was, sort of, but I think a lot of it was lost on me for a long time. And I think that's probably, if I had to give you what's the lesson that I have now about that, is that you should probably pay more attention to those kinds of things, even if they're uncomfortable or not. I don't know. It seems like it's something people tell you not to pay attention to, but I think that you do need to kind of understand the value of things, and that there is a value to being a famous novelist. There is, especially a novelist. It's like a writer, someone who's imparting wisdom.
Artists. Artists. They have different brains. All my best friends are either artists or gardeners. They have a different view of life.
People look up to them too, and that's important. And we don't want people to covet them, right? That's what I always didn't like. I didn't like the feeling of it. And so I don't know if people actually did or not, whether they were appreciating or coveting. And there is a difference. There was so many weird events that happened over the last 11 years. Like one time when I was really young, when I was 23, 24, I had no concept of how to peter or value this. And there was this guy at dinner one time, and I remember he was like on the phone right by the table saying, he's right there. Like talking about Brett right in front of the table. And it was so
witness
Yeah.
awe and shock.
yeah,
and,
of a guy eating dinner. Like, you know, it's just
fandom.
Yeah.
and then he would have to eat dinner with us, and then it would be like this, and then the the ass kissing, like, and then I've been getting quasi abusive, strange mails since 2013, probably from weird, and not understanding what they were. Now Brett doesn't even acknowledge them. And I get that, and honestly, I didn't know at all, and but now I know why he doesn't even reach that thing, because he can't. You really can't, because it's dangerous. It's dangerous to let.
Well, you can get sucked into it, and make that a focus.
Yeah.
Well, you can lose. You can lose yourself. You can lose your own. Your own
identity, which I go back to, Todd. You need to find you, because you've been lost in this mire that, like you've just said, you didn't understand from when it began.
Oh, Todd, I gotta tell you.
That makes sense to me. You're right.
I gotta tell you that, man, I was dumb as a box of rocks until I was about 40. And I call that the years that I was in the coma. And I had such skewed views, and I interpreted things in my own sheltered way, because I was sheltered as a kid and my parents were mean. And so I didn't have any base to come from, really. So I know I misunderstood and misinterpreted a whole fucking lot of shit for a couple of decades. But Todd, you're looking at it now, still in your 30s. Yay, you.
Yeah.
It took me till I was 40, and then I started learning. The
nuances that we're developing, and it's not even such a bad thing necessarily, because you're getting a finer. Because when you come out on the other end, and you have a even finer, detailed, and that's what I need. That's what personally I think I require, because I have faith, a lot of faith, but I also really like pragmatism. I like to understand what's happening logically.
And sometimes you might be one to overthink. Not saying.
Well, if I don't understand something, it's very hard for me to just forego that. And just okay with it, especially if it seems like it's something I should understand. But I'm
like that. I'm a Gemini, an airhead.
So. My mother was a Gemini. God is punishing me by making my best internet friend a fucking Gemini.
You seem like a calm Gemini, though. Actually,
I am. I'm not like my sister's a Gemini, and we're completely different.
Really?
Yeah, completely different.
My twin sister is a Virgo, obviously, and I think we're similar, but I don't know. I just, I've always had a hard time. This last week I've been at a friend, Jeff Ragsdale and Harmeet. They're friends of mine, and I found that Jeff was telling me, and he was basically hypnotizing me. And I'll qualify. And see, this is where I think people need to hear pragmatism, because, there is hypnotism. You can hypnotise people. You can. Yeah, you really can.
Self-hypnotise myself.
Yeah, I think we all do. But he was putting these ideas in my head about the CIA, and he was talking, saying,
oh fuck.
But like more than that. He was talking about like neural remote monitoring and programming, saying people were like,
oh God.
And it wasn't that I believed him at first, right? Because so just to say, like, even if you think you're immune to it, just because you don't believe him, if you're inundated with it and they know what they're doing.
And you're witnessing their mad conviction. Conviction is very persuasive. Especially if you don't have your own.
You can lie and you can lie with conviction, can't you?
Oh, sure. I've fallen for it before.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
I realized that like a lot of this stuff, I was hanging out with him and he was encouraging me to sort of act out. But then he would, anytime I would start acting out, he would recede, and be like, "What are you doing?" You know what I'm saying? And like and then last week I went at his house. He was accusing me of the book fraud thing. He's saying that I committed book fraud. He's like, "That's like 5 to 10 years in jail." And I was like, are you my friend or wait, what? And then the other night he says, I've slept at their house like probably 7 times in the past 3 months. Okay, so I've been there.
Don't go again.
What?
Don't go again.
I'm not. I mean, I know it's really abuse. It's a horrible place. No, I mean, Harmeet is fine.
I don't know who these people are, but just from what you're saying,
spit in my face.
I wouldn't let you go again if I was near you.
Jeff's a dangerous person. Frankly, he's a dangerous person.
I don't know who he is.
He's a He's a dangerous person.
I don't either, but I hope his medication gets adjusted or something.
I don't think that. I think there's some things medications don't treat. And
you're right.
The core of a person, and that core shows itself even more over time, and it can be sort of hard to see in one instance. But if you notice that, okay, you correlate your troubles with hanging out with a particular person, you have to kind of do more investigation and.
I pull back and look at the overview of it.
Yeah.
I used to tell my kids that, if you get too involved in something, pull back, distance yourself and have a global overview. And then you'll get a better sense of what's really happening. You got God, fuck me. I used to tell my kids, take the male overview. I said this to my daughters. It's not a male overview. It should be everybody's overview. Pull back and look at it in entirety. I didn't give women enough credit. When I raised my daughters, but fortunately they turned out.
There's a masculine and a feminine, right? There's a masculine approach and a feminine approach, and they're both important, and we both use them both, right?
And there are certain.
I know you're talking about the pull out. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Do you guys agree with that? That we have there's a masculine approach, like in terms of like assertiveness, and then a feminine approach is just waving and kind of
attributes.
Receiving.
Yeah, and you've got to embody both.
The audio cut out. I can't hear.
Can you hear us now?
Can you hear me?
Oh, it's muted. Hold on. All right, go ahead. Repeat that.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, Kristen Frost laser beams. We are each combos of male and female. No shit. I have a collection of power tools, y'all. I'm a 75-year-old woman, and I still know how to use a drill and a power hammer and shit.
As we get older, we get to integrate both parts more and more and more. And
that's why little old women wind up looking like little old men, as is my case. I look like a little old man. I have to do I have to put on a bra and show my saggy tits so that people won't know I'm a little old man. Or will not. I'm not. Yeah. Okay,
is it time for me to use this? I haven't used my shut the fuck up stick for ages.
Yeah, Todd, Maggie has a shut the fuck up stick.
Oh, it's a selenite one, right?
Selenite, yeah.
Oh, very good, Todd. I thought it was moonstone at first.
Yeah,
but
is that the same thing? I don't even know. Huh.
I don't know.
No, they're completely different.
I love the moon.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, there is a certain icy power with the moon, and it is icy. There's nothing warm about the moon. It's it's demanding.
It's not mean. It's not a mean iciness, is it?
No, it's it's opposite of the sun, even though it reflects the sun. That's why the light isn't yellow.
That's why the moonlight is the daylight. It kind of is, right? It's the sunlight that it's like
reflected.
The light, the light's still there even when it's dark.
The light's still there.
That's right.
Boy, and isn't it interesting that the moon can light up your whole yard It's, you know, I lived in the high desert for a long time, and the moonlight during a full moon, you can go out and you know, you can hear the crickets, blah, 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 and then just everything has this moonlit glow about it, and it's just so. I used to go out and spark one up and sit there and just. Nothing. There is nothing like a sunrise in the desert. It's so fresh and beautiful and wonderful, because I lived in up on the mesa in Hesperia, Victorville. The nights, the air is so clear because the wind fucking blows all the time. So we always had clear air, so you could see the stars and the sunrises, the suns. It was glorious. It was. Now I'm in LA, and you know, Todd, we don't get to see anything.
We get to see a lot, just not everything that everyone else.
We get to see a lot, but not like sunrises.
Do you think you'll get back into that side of yourself now, Todd, with the crystals and that element?
I don't think any of that ever left me, to be honest. What you see.
No, I'm saying, will you get back into it? I don't think it's left you. It's there.
I've even more into it. Like, well, I don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard to say when people are, ask you questions from the vantage point of your live streams, and it's sort of like, well, I feel like there's so much going on, right? Other than that, but maybe there isn't. I don't know. But crystals, I doubt it. For a while.
No, you said that's brilliant. Because you're totally honest, and I love that in a person. I'd rather have that than someone bullshitting me. Yeah. I attach myself in a healing perspective.
I might buy it. Yeah, I might buy it and use them, but not. I don't think. Yeah. I'm not the type of person that wants to seed power to crystals.
Oh no, it's not power tool for me. I see beauty.
Beauty is power, by the way. But
it depends who's holding it. It depends who's holding it.
Or how they value, or if they value it or not.
When you say beauty is power, that when I go to a crystal shop or a rock shop, I have no attachment to the woo prospects of it. If something makes me feel happy, if I pick up one of those smooth, beautiful stones, if just the beauty of it and how it makes me feel.
But that's like probably the properties that are. I mean, if there were properties, if there are,
Maggie does that shit. I'm the fucking skeptic. Maggie is our woo girl. She does all that magical.
Calming.
It's gotta have some power. It's gotta have something. It's
I think the power is in how it makes you feel when you look at it.
But
just like beauty, just like music, or a wonderful painting, or a music, going to the ballet.
That's what I love. That's what I love. I love great art. I mean, that's listening to the Brett's podcast. It's not that I'm like a snob about it, but there's like great movies that we're watching, and just like Robert Altman, watching that. This is why I like Brett, because when we watch a movie, we both are like stunned, and we're like, oh my God, there's so much texture and nuance. I can't believe we have to talk about it. And it's just like, it's so fulfilling. It's so weird. I don't know why it is.
It's like having a good meal sometimes.
I mean, absolutely. I would say absolutely it is. Yeah.
It's that satisfying.
It is. For me, I think that a lot of the issues that I have had recently are sort of from that satisfaction, because I feel like it wasn't valued maybe in my home growing up enough in the right ways, or I wasn't, but I don't know. But I would get so excited. Like, I get so excited when I'm reading a book or when I'm watching a movie. And there's so many ideas, and I'm just like, I have to like be validated, and then so that I know I'm not alone or crazy. I don't know what it is, but I get
Todd.
I get drawn in by things I'm watching. I just can't help myself, and I'm in it. It's like a trance thing, And then you start dissecting bits and pieces, and
it can be
stuff
such
like-
an
you just can't
adventure.
help yourself. It's human nature.
Have you ever seen the movie Nashville by Robert Altman? He's the director.
Nashville.
No, I haven't.
No. I know it was really, really critically acclaimed and
mean,
wonderful.
This is a movie I watched with Brett about 9 years ago, and I was like, "What is this? I don't understand any of this. I don't know why you think this is good at all." But now, we watched it a few weeks ago. I was like floored about how profound and amazing it was. That's amazing. That's the kind of amazing thing about art, is that it's there and it's ready for you when you're ready to come see it. But it can be missed easily. It can be missed. It can be missed.
And it's the story of having your perspective developed.
Yeah.
You know, life is school. You know, God, never stop learning, Todd. Never, ever, ever. I never stop learning about myself and my motives and my reactions. And, you know, life is school.
You never stop learning. Never. I learn something different every day. And some are, what the fuck was that? And some are, wow, that's brilliant.
Well, I mean, a lot of this year was learning, and so I was doing a startup called, and you know, frankly, I hear the pomposity necessary, or the sort of, what's it called, the pride when I say things like that. It's not lost on me that maybe some people will think that I'm being boastful when I bring up anything like that, or anything type of business or whatever, but it does go with what we're saying, and it does explain maybe more about what this year has been like for me. And I don't know, maybe I need to be told to just shut the hell up, but if you want to hear about it, so Google has a thing called reCAPTCHA. Do you guys know what that is?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this year, you know, it's boring. It's not a fun. It's not a fun way, I thought, of doing bot protection for sites. And so I made video games.
It's as boring as hell, especially if you're a granny and you have to go like that.
Oh, yeah, I can't even do it now. And I made an alternative, and without knowing a lot, without really knowing any details, to be honest, about the program of reCAPTCHA and what, you know, the finer details of it are. And when my cousin and I were doing research for it, we found that the reCAPTCHA, the I'm not a robot, is the source of a lot of your data surveillance, like, or it's more like that. Yeah, and that was a shock to us, both of us, and that's learning. That's something that you learn, and it's it didn't even register for a couple months, but so on this journey with this, so I'm pretty sure that the data is basically the crux of Google's business model, because it's AI programs. That's what they're
It all is. We've seen it in live action, thumbs up and thumbs down, change from gadget to gadget. It's crazy tunes.
Yes. And exactly. And I don't feel like they're always trying to make it good for us. They're just trying to test us. It's like we're an experiment. Yeah. It's like we're a human experiment. But it's true though. It's just true, right? Do you guys?
Sure.
Well, what do you guys think about it? I mean, personally, I don't. To me, it struck me as fraud. Now, I think that's where I got it. Yeah, it is fraud.
It's everybody that I know that do anything on here, Todd. To be fair,
no, every one of us has done that. I'm a robot thing. Every single person here. So that means 6 months of our data. 6 months. That's a big span, and also, they're using it to build very, very, very profitable programs, but you're building them with your discernment. When you click the fire hydrant, when you click the crosswalk, you're building that. You're building that. So for them, and they're going to make money off of it, and you're getting bot protection for your site. The site that isn't yours, but it doesn't also, they didn't protect any data. It all got stolen. And so to me, it just seems like a big old fraud, a big fraud. And I you know, that's not, I'm not trying to be, you know, it's hard to say. I think you know, when you're a kid, you say big words. Fraud is kind of a big word in a way. And people think that you're just, I don't know. I don't even know. Do you understand? Like, do you understand why it might be hard to convey that?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're calling Google a fraud, right? That's a very difficult thing for people. Well, it might be, but honestly, I think everyone kind of knows that.
I think the whole internet is like that. It's not just
It
one
is.
platform.
Yes.
It's not just one
It's not
platform.
real.
No, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. It's Twitter, it's Facebook, it's YouTube, it's Google.
All of it.
And that's what I've been realizing this year, is that it's all fake, because it's all controlled by them, and it is in the terms of service. It's not like this is. I'm not guessing at this. It is. They are controlling, and so they can prevent you. So they can prevent you from being famous. Absolutely, they can. They can.
Everything.
Exactly. Nowadays they can, because we're so mired in the internet, but that it's and I think it's causing a lot more problems in society. And
my advice is, what I did, I put that to the back line, because you can't change it.
Well, I can.
You can try, but it's global.
Right. No. So
it's global.
It can't be just me, is the thing. It can't, because
there's not. And there's people that have been thrown.
There are plans. There are things we can do, though, to make the
internet.
Yeah.
But it's not going to involve being on the internet.
Yeah. So I have yet to decide that, but I do appreciate what you're saying. Absolutely, I do appreciate what you're saying. I think it has to, in a way, because we have, in order to clean something up, you have to see it, right? You have to see that, right? You can't pick a mess, and so when you see it you have to see it in a more in tune way. You have to be more in depth, and so that means being in it. And so you have to see, what is a bot? Okay, like, is this profile a bot or is it real? And how do I know the difference?
Yeah. Boy,
I have no idea. Even now.
Yeah,
I just shuck that stuff, like the news blurbs on Facebook, the news things that pop up on Twitter. Yeah, I just,
it's like that film you were saying. It'll draw you in, drag you in, and suck the life force out of you if you let it.
If we're lucky, we're all learning from this. It's don't take any fucking surveys. Don't.
Yes. And why not? Why not? This is what people will benefit from. If you're right. Do not. And also, when you're talking to AT&T chatbot, know that they're taking every word you say and using it to make more chatbots. But why wouldn't you take a survey, Robin? Tell me why. Why do you think you wouldn't take a survey?
Well, because they want to know too much, and I do understand that data is being collected. They ask, your high school, your favorite color, your favorite ice cream.
Yes.
Okay, you boomers.
And they're doing that to see what a nuanced person would be like, right? A normal, a real,
yes.
Because then you won't be able to tell the difference if they're able to sort of get things
you can learn to tell the difference, though. God, it took me a long time. But it says, okay, those little gamey things where people say only boomers will get 16% of these questions correct. They challenge you, and people think it's serious, so that people rise to the challenge. Only 98% of blah 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 will get this stuff right. In the beginning, I did start that, and then I started realizing, okay, fuck, what? This isn't a game. It's not fun. No, they're gathering.
Well, we're improving the bots for that. I mean,
we're informing them. We're providing them with grist and data, and I don't. And I told an internet friend of mine one time that if I ever do a survey, I lie about everything.
Really, that's interesting. I mean, because what does that mean? What does that mean for them? And honestly, I'm asking the audience to maybe put aside your notions of me, because I'm trying to be honest and not and technical and talk about the internet in a way that's technical, but also like I don't want you to think that I'm just being a conspiracy theorist, but I can't control you either, so it's fine what you want to say. But this is all true stuff. I mean, this is all you can look it up. What do you guys? I mean, what do you think the solution? So, what do you think the solution to this? Because it's become untenable because we can't.
For me, my solution is I'm off it completely.
You're on it here though, right?
2 hours a week, Todd.
Okay,
And this is for my sanity. It's where I come and try and have a laugh.
Yeah,
like-minded people. Yeah, that's what we do. I do it 2 hours a week. Other than that, Backface can feck off, Twitter can twatter off, and all the other places. I don't interact with people outside of here unless I want to. I don't. I don't.
What do you mean? You don't interact with people out in the world, or you don't interact with people that you know here?
I'm married. I've got a son your age. I've got a son your age. I've got 3 kids and I've got 9 grandchildren, 1 deceased.
She's a little busy.
So I have a real life outside of this.
So Maggie is kind of a rare bird, but the rest of us, I'm single, I'm on my own, I'm an old lady, and so the internet is a big deal to me, but it's kind of a powerful thing to just
it's very powerful, and that's why I don't like to ignore it necessarily, because I feel like it's partly, well, I mean, what is my job? What is my job? What is it my job to do in this world? I don't know. I mean, I like to look at things and see solutions, and I like to fight for them. I do. I would like to work on a better internet. I would like to think about how could we make the internet that we have now more like facilitate information better and facilitate honesty and truth better where necessary, especially like Twitter is like
I don't think there's anywhere on the internet where you will not get trolled, bad abuse or whatever anywhere.
So because people do that. I mean, because frankly, people do that.
I have learned a lot in the last year and a half just doing this show, and what I did before. I mean, October will be 5 years, and I'm appalled.
I'm appalled. I am too. With the internet, people, because you know what? At the end of the day, all the AI people.
To be fair, Todd, I was you appalled me at one stage.
You appalled me too, but frankly, I'm sorry. I mean, I would like to know.
I didn't. I'm not getting into a debate.
No, I know because I'm okay.
I'm okay about everything that's.
I'm okay
as far as I'm concerned, it's done.
It caught me.
You didn't know who I was.
I did. I knew.
You had no idea who I was.
I knew your name.
Really.
I had seen your name in and out of the chats.
And you're my friend, and you're associated with me. And I cranked on Todd. Okay, Todd, let's address that. I think we need to.
Yeah, I think we should. I think we have to. I mean.
Okay. You had a huge reaction, and there are comments in the chat. One of my oldest friends on the internet just unfriended me. Says I think I've just been canceled. But you know what? Mm-hmm. I am 74 years old, and I don't need anybody except my family, my real life friends.
That was my opinion, and then look where it got me.
You know what? But Todd, you were an asshole.
I was reacting, and I was angry.
I know, and you kind of overdid it. That's where the strong reactions came from, because you just kind of were off the rails, sweetheart.
So frustrating to be that person that's reacting that way, and it was being an asshole, and it was. I
was shocked, sweetheart.
Well, I mean, but you have to understand people in my comments saying they're saying very eccentric things about me, and so you're not.
Honey, they responded eccentrically to your eccentricity.
Maybe so. I didn't mean to be mean. I didn't mean to be mean. I was trying to figure out what was happening at all. I was trying to figure out what.
You were in a bad state, Todd, to be fair.
And you did it publicly. I think that's, boy, I'm so glad that some of my shit that I went through was not filmed.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I didn't have YouTube at the time when I was a fucking asshole, dumbass. God.
How do we respond to the internet? And I guess this is a really an internet conversation. Like how do I not be when I see like a group or a couple of people commenting in a particularly negative way or what I perceive as negative, like how can I not like not overreact to that? I mean, and
you had a short fuse for a long time.
Very.
And you were ready to, your finger was on the trigger, and I witnessed it. I was there, and I bashed you. Well, I didn't bash you. I think I spanked you.
Well, you were there. You were there. I mean, I always kind of saw you as a fence sitter, at the time, because I was like.
Well, I tried to be because I've known you for a while.
Yeah, I know. We had a good rapport at first, and so that's why.
Okay. You know what? When I really bonded with you is when you said Raksha Moose was a fraud.
Come on. I mean, that guy's a little dramatic, but.
Oh God, that was hysterical. And you, I think you were in your kitchen and you talked about Raksha Moose being a fraud. And I almost jumped up out of my chair in my old decrepitness. And then I gotta share with you, Todd, because I did not defend Raksha Moose against that statement. He attacked me privately. I could even send you the communication he sent to me because, I got sucked in by Raksha Moose. I sent him money and I sent him gifts. Yeah. I got totally, and then I started coming to the realization that he was a grifter.
I mean, it should be obvious.
And then you said it out loud. I loved that. Because I was out a lot of money, number one. I was out a lot of investment, not emotionally, but God.
I mean, to be like, I wish Raksha was more, I guess productive might be the word, or just more like more whole. But I feel like, he called me once and I talked to him one time. And then he was like demanding that I get on video chat with him. And I was like, no, I'm not ever. that
you were contrary even back then. I felt it.
I wasn't going to let that dude take, honestly, I didn't feel right. It didn't feel right. And I didn't.
Bless your heart.
You see, I've got no comment because I have no idea who it is.
Okay, yeah, Maggie. Well, Todd and I are just going to carry on.
I don't want to bash anybody, but I do want to say that he did lie about the GoFundMe thing, I guess. And
this dog with the fake surgery.
Why can't he admit it? Why can't he? I admitted I was an asshole. I admit a lot of my flaws. We could even talk about them, and that's what when people are reticent or to talk about their own flaws, that's when my suspect meter goes up. I'm like, come on.
Yeah. Oh, I know mine.
Yeah.
So does my family. And I happen to be the eldest person, so I'm okay.
Maggie, you were in my chat. We were arguing, and you're nothing like the person I was envisioning at all.
Exactly.
I literally couldn't be farther from what I am seeing right here.
And you know what, Todd? Yeah. In this short time, you're a completely different guy that was talking to me that was in when I was in said chat.
Well, that's different than boss. Yeah, that's weird though. Yeah, go ahead.
But Todd, you are different right now. You are back to the Todd I met. Yeah, you're a smart ass. Yeah, you're a fucking spoiled brat, and you're opinionated, and you're cocky. But you know, there was an endearing thing about that. I think you're getting back to the Todd I used to know.
I
And
think
you
actually more integrated, actually a better one, an integrated one. So that, you know, I hadn't had that much life experience at that point. So you know, it wasn't really worth it. And now I feel like more whole now. So if I'm able to sustain this, it will be I'll be able to also talk about the internet, and you know, but I'll also be calmer, I guess, and more positive.
Don't make too many demands of yourself yet.
No, don't.
Get settled
Certainly,
in level first. I think you're getting to level. I think you're getting to that place.
You know, breakups are major things in itself. It's a big life change. You know,
Maggie, repeat that. Repeat what you just said. Will you repeat?
I said when you separate from someone, like a breakup and things, it's a major step in a life. It's a major life change. Mm-hmm. Major. You go through all the stages of grief and everything. It's when you lose a job.
You know, the thing is,
I don't think he's feeling that yet.
Grow up, frankly. If he honestly, if he wants to separate, that's not. We're talking, and you know, I feel like other people know
that's good.
Yeah, and I feel like other people tend to say things. I'm like, is that true what they're saying, or is it not true? I don't know. I didn't hear from him. I don't know
the story.
But you know what?
I don't know the story. To be fair,
it's okay either way, because I never identified myself as Brett's, as an object of his. And I try, you know, and I'm frankly talking about it.
It's interesting that he viewed it as such.
He viewed what as how do you know that? How do you know that?
Just just from what I've seen.
From where? Where did you see? This is the thing. If you have information I don't have about this, which is more personal to me than anyone else, tell me what that information is, at least, I guess.
Well, I mentioned one time, I think in your chat, there was a symbiosis going on, and I think.
Oh yes. And I always felt there was. Always. And it's not something that you even need to lie about, because it's so invisible, but also you can feel it. That's what makes it not like what I would call a conspiracy, you know, which is like you're not doing it, but it's a light conspiracy. It's like a light, positive. It's that's what I felt. So when Brett was like, a lot of times when I had those live streams going, and Brett, there's a Brett that you have heard yell at me in those things that does not sound anything like the one I know. So if he ever calls my music shit in them, he's never said anything like that to me outside. So he'll see them. This was my perception, which could be wrong. I could be wrong. But like I felt like there was two different versions, and people were conflating them very. And I thought it was funny, actually. I thought it was an act, but maybe it wasn't. You know,
it's hard to know, Todd.
Mm-hmm.
But when I spoke of symbiosis, okay.
Yeah, I know I know what comment you're talking about.
I'm sticking my neck out here. You were really well taken care of. You really were, and I think. Wait, shut up a minute. Pipe down a second.
Okay.
And then I think he felt superior.
He felt what?
He felt superior. There was a superiority thing going on with you. And I just stuck my neck out. That's how I see it from my vantage point.
I think it's he was paying for things. He was paying for things most of the time.
That's a huge, powerful position.
You know what? And that's something I need to learn to value money. Even though we all hate money and we all love it and we all hate it.
I love money. I love it.
It's something. Yeah, I think I wanted to spiritual away money. You know, but you can't. It's real. It's here. It needs to be valued. It needs to be respected. And I didn't do that. And that's fair. That's fair to say. I have made money this year. I have been able to, but I don't think I value it, the details. So Brett's mom was always like, you have to look at all the details. And I was like, no, I'm a businessman. I'm just going to forge ahead, which is both are real.
Oh, you should have taken the old lady's advice, honey.
I did, but it's like I could only fit so much in my brain at once, and so I need to move forward. But I also I never intended to just forget all of those details. But I tended to learn them, like fill them out along the way, you know. And I knew, you know, I have a lot, you know. But I've also not been perfect. And honestly, it's just I think that I have a thing where a lot of people give me good advice. Some of them are going to get yelled at because I'm like,
well, and some people are assholes, and I've been an asshole to you, Todd.
Yeah, and I'm an asshole to
you. In reaction.
Reaction, me too. And so why are we both reacting to each other instead of like, you know?
Well, because number one,
this is why we're here. Yeah, this is why we're here.
It's time to learn.
Yeah. So, you guys, we've been on for an hour.
Is that it?
Todd, this is your show. Do you have anything else you want to say? Do you have any parting thoughts?
You can't really force anyone to sort of think anything. And you know, I'm just looking to make my own choices, and you know, I want to be good and humble, and if I haven't been, I apologize. And you know, if I've been mean to you, I apologize, and I hope.
Oh, I know, got Todd.
You know,
I'm
smile. Keep that smile.
Yeah,
smile.
Yeah,
it's a real smile, so it probably looks.
Yeah, that's it. It is a real smile.
Yeah, God, Todd, I wish you well. God, I really do. Even though, you know, we've been slugging it out a little bit, and you know, my friends have slugged it out with you. Yeah, a couple of whom I think I've lost today. You know what? I'm sorry, you guys. If you don't trust me to be who I am, you're not the friends I thought you would. You were. Yeah, sorry, but this show was important to me.
Todd, are you still there, sweetheart?
Are you still? If Todd, you're frozen.
Yeah.
Todd. Oh fuck, we lost him.
Never mind. It might be his.
It might be his Wi-Fi. He checked out.
Yeah.
Okay, so wow.
Yep.
I think this is the end of our show, Maggie, unless Todd shows up again for a final goodbye.
Yeah. A lot of conflicting emotions going on. Bless him. I can't be the judge and juror of anybody, I'm afraid. I'm just a little old granny.
I'm just a little old granny who happens to have been friends with Todd from way back. And yeah, he's been a jerk. He's been an asshole. He's shown out and shown off. But I don't fucking need to explain it to anybody. This show meant a lot to me.
It did.
I can't, you know, how much does it mean to me? It meant a lot today. Today is Wednesday, August 18th, 2020 +1. And I had a good time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am going to
thank you for those that stayed around.
Thank you for those who stayed around and those who had obtuse. Hey, I'm not even going to apologize. I'm sorry. I needed to do this. Yeah. I don't care if you understand or not, but I'm not even going to explain that.
Don't get upset, Robin.
I'm not. This show meant a great deal.
Yeah.
For today. Just, it might not mean anything tomorrow, but okay. So I am going to play us out, and I'm going to play out my Robin song. I'll see you backstage, Maggie. Todd, if you're still watching, if you want to join us backstage, come on and do it. Here's my special song written for me by Todd. And no, you asshole. I love this. I think it's the best thing Todd ever did. And I would love to talk to him about. Never mind. Okay, here we go. Bye, everybody. We love everybody in the chat, even those who don't like us, even those who don't like us anymore. Sorry, not sorry. I live my life boldly and honestly, and sorry, I don't want to say fuck you, but fuck you. Okay, bye, Maggie.
Bye. Bye.
Who's that bum? It's Robin Eagle's song, and she's coming to make my day. She loves to watch as I crawl on the floor, and she laughs the day away. Oh, what's so wrong with Robin Eagle's song? Why does she come into my room? Tell me shit I don't wanna hear, and she's got a weird attitude. Oh, what is wrong with Robin Eagle's song? Oh, and she comes in smoking like a bomb, and she said, what's so wrong with Robin Eagle's song? Oh, she throws her knives and she throws her bombs. Oh, tell me what's so right with her? Not much, if you ask me. I wish she'd wither. What's so wrong with Robin Eagle's song? Tell me what's so wrong with Robin Eagle's song? Tell me what's so wrong with Robin Eagle's song? She throws her knives and she throws her bombs. So that's what's so wrong with Robin Eagle's song. With Robin Eagle's song. Tell me what's so wrong with Robin Eagle's song. Ooh, ooh, so wrong with Robin Eagle's song. Tell me, wrong with Robin Eagle's song.